Hello everybody, my name is Cambot. Welcome back to another tips and tricks video. Today I'm going to be going over some basic CSGO mechanics with you guys. I'm going to start off first. Well, disclaimer, this is Inferno. This can be used for all maps. This can be applied to every single map that you play. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into this for you guys. The first thing I want to talk to you guys about are lanes. L-A-N-E-S. Okay, lanes. Now, every route that you go, you have 3 lanes. You have 3 lanes here, here, here. I mean, you got 3 lanes everywhere you go. Alright. Now, the lanes are as followed. You have your middle lane, your left lane, and your right lane. Now, for this demonstration, the guy's under porch. Okay? And that's where I'm looking, that's where I'm peeking. So, therefore, the right lane is now the inner lane, and the left lane is now the outer lane. And if there's a guy archway, it would just be vice versa. Okay, so the way these lanes work is when you are approaching an area that you would like to peek, or that even, that you're just going, take the inner lane. And the reason for this is, not only one, is it stealthier, okay? It's harder to see you based on the fact of how much the enemy has to expose himself. Okay, say I'm taking the outer lane, right? And the enemy wants to peek me. They want to check it out. They want to see mid. Alright, they're coming up. They peek. Look how little of his body I can see. But he can see my entire body from just that much right there. Okay, but if I take the inner lane, like so, look how much more of his body that I can see. Okay, so the enemy has to expose himself so much more if he wants to come out and peek the inner lane. Like, just look at this. If I want to peek the inner lane, look at that. I have to peek so much. If I want to peek the outer lane, though, I just have to do this. Now, okay, so not only does he expose himself more to you, but in most situations, he's going to expose himself to an entire area. And in this case, he's exposing himself to all of mid. Which, if you have, one or more teammates, that's not only not only becomes a one-on-one, and where he has the advantage in this situation, but now the tables have turned, and since it's 2-on-1, 3-on-1, your team has the advantage. So by taking this inner lane, you're stealthier, and you put the enemy in a more disadvantageous position if he decides to peek you. Now, I will say this: the reason why I said he has the advantage in a one-on-one is the aggressor in peeking typically has the advantage. I'll get more into that later. Alright, I'm going to put this bot back here for my next demonstration, and I'm going to talk to you guys about pre-aiming. Okay, a lot of times it's very common for people, okay, I think he's dark spot under porch. Aim. Boom. Okay, first of all, you're screwed right now, because this dude's like a quarter of your screen away. You have to move. You're in danger of moving your crosshair up or down as you move, over adjusting, under adjusting. It just puts you in a really bad position. So really, what you need to do is you need to follow that inner corner. Okay, that closest corner to danger is the one that you follow. So for this instance, I'm just I follow the blue building, and then next I'm following the brick building. Okay, because it's the closest corner to danger. Okay, so you follow it. Alright, and to show you a little better how to do this is you're gonna go around the corner, and you see how I'm kind of following it. Alright, that way, if he's anywhere in this area, my crosshair is gonna be on him as I come around that corner, instead of me pre-aiming and having to adjust later. FPSs are very aim-based, and what you actually want to do is you want to move it as little as possible to get as much consistency and to get as much stability in your crosshair as you can, which is incredibly, incredibly important. Because, I mean, you move from there to there, look at that. Not only did I over-adjust, but also moved up a little bit. No longer a headshot. Okay, I'm missing my first shot, which is typically your most crucial shot in the mag. Alright, so you really want to follow this corner, okay? Because also, I mean, even if I pre-aim here, if he decides to peek me, if the timing is just off for me, and he just peeks me right here, I'm not only going to be aiming right there already, he's going to be right there, and he's going to have his crosshair right on me. So you really got to be sure to follow the corner and have your crosshair head height, you know? Have your crosshair head height, and in order to practice this, really start paying attention to where the enemy's head is at when they come around a corner when you're playing games. Play bot games, throw them on harmless, whatever, and just get used to just where their head height is. That way, you know, naturally you can just, like, this is head height right here. You see? Look at that, head height. And, I mean, that's just naturally where my crosshair placement is. And, of course, it does vary from map to map because sometimes you have, you know, you have level differences, such as if you're up on platform on you know, a site and somebody's coming along in Dust 2. So it's very different. So a lot of it is achieved through experience. But for sure, when you're on the same plane, when you're on the same level as somebody, you should be able to have it head height almost all the time. Inferno's a little trickier because, I mean, there's a little slope right there. Okay, so their, you know, their head height's not going to be there. It's going to be there. But just, you know, practice that and work on the following the corner with your crosshair. Now, what you want to do is when you follow the corner, you look here. Okay, and you snap there, and you snap dark spot under porch. Okay, so you are, once you kind of peek, you really are no longer holding that corner. You're no longer following the corner with that crosshair. Once you can see what you want to see, you're gonna boom, boom, boom. And once I snap to the places I'm checking, guess where I'm snapping back to? Right back to that corner. I'm snapping right back to this corner. I'm getting up into the inside lane, following the corner as I come out, you know, boom, snapping, snapping, and then I go back to the inside corner. Alright, now I want to talk to you guys about your lane movement again. When you're coming up the inner lane, you actually don't want to peek in the inner lane. And that's because I told you guys that the enemy has to expose himself more if he wants to peek you. If you're in the inner lane, same goes for you. You are in the inner lane, so as you come out of the inner lane to peek, you have to expose more of your body. So actually, once I get, you know, once I get this far away from wherever I'm peeking, I start moving out. All right. Now look at this. I'm in the middle lane. I'm drifting over into the outer lane, and what this does is it creates an angle for me. Okay, and it almost makes them, the enemy, be placed in the outer lane. And like I told you, if the enemy's in the outer lane and you're peeking them, you have to expose less of your body, and so therefore it is much safer for you. So definitely, as you're coming up the inner lane, come out, you know, middle, like you should really be in the middle. All right, you shouldn't be too much farther. You shouldn't really come out to the outer lane in most situations. In Inferno, it's fine if you're coming up mid like this because this is just what you do on this map. But you just, you know, try to think about how it applies to maps and areas of the maps and so on and so forth. But you really come up and you peek like this. Alright, you gotta peek follow the corner, come out in the mid lane, and then the final piece of advice I want to give you guys is never, ever go around a corner walking and try to peek a corner walking. Because what it does is right now, he can see this half of my body, okay? And if I'm like this, he can see my hands. I'm essentially giving the dude wall hacks right now. He knows where I'm at before I know where he is, okay? That's a huge advantage. He can line up his crosshairs. He can pre-fire, so I walk right into his shots. I don't stand a chance, okay? So never just walk around like this, okay? Now, the only exceptions to walking around a corner and not pre-aiming a corner, you know, like people that don't have to follow the corner of the building, are ops. Okay, ops can still do what I'm mentioning here, but they are really the only times and the only ones that can get away with pre-aiming and walking around the corner. Alright, but for the most part, don't do either of those. Alright, so you're going up and you're coming out, boom. See? And I'm coming out like this. I'm coming out and peeking. Okay, nothing. Peeking. Okay, because what this does is it puts your body out into the open much faster, which allows you to see much faster. So you're allowed to, you're allowing yourself time to register what's there and then do I have to shoot. Whereas if you're walking, it takes longer to get your body out into the open, longer to register if anybody's there, longer to register if you need to shoot, kill, where to put your crosshair, whatever. So it slows it down, and you don't need to slow it down in this situation. Okay, so you're coming up, hugging the inside corner, coming out like this, following the snap, snap, snap. And I'm actually stutter stepping. I will post the video for you guys on stutter stepping. I'm actually going to put it in the annotations and the comment section below. There's a really, really good video on YouTube about this. It's how I learned to stutter step, so I'd love to share it with you guys. But I hope this helped. If it did, please hit that like button, as it does really, really help out my channel. I thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video.